Welcome to a new market update, and in this update we're going to discuss Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum and a crypto that might be following Litecoin as that one is breaking out nicely. We're living in a weekend where altcoins are doing great. That is usually the case when Bitcoin is consolidating nicely, which is currently the fact. Therefore, a small update regarding those cryptos, Litecoin and another one, to show you that we might be facing some more breakouts at this point. But before that, do not forget to subscribe beneath, like the YouTube update and also follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you want to see my content. When we're looking at Bitcoin and the price action there, we can see that we're still facing the final resistance before a heavy breakout is going to happen. As we discussed multiple times on this YouTube channel, the breakout above 51k is going to trigger a bigger run towards 58k. Should you be buying Bitcoin at this point? I think you shouldn't be buying Bitcoin into resistance unless you're going to day trade or scalp trade at this point. So Bitcoin is currently facing this resistance, so not breaking out of it yet. So the levels to watch on the upside is still 51k, and on the downside we also know that 44k is a level that we should be watching if you want to take an entry on Bitcoin. When we're looking at lower time frames or zoomed in some more, another level can be added for Bitcoin as a crucial level. As long as you want to sustain the higher lows and higher highs in this trend, you don't really want to see Bitcoin dropping beneath 46.5k, as that is the recent higher low. So the level that we are watching is the entire region that we have here for Bitcoin, around 47k. And if we zoom in some more, the level that we clearly want to sustain at this point is the level around 49.2. That is the level that we should be holding. If that is lost, we can see a further downwards correction towards 46.5k. But overall, this consolidation on Bitcoin is looking like we're going to have a big breakout to the upside at some point. But until then, altcoins are doing great. Ethereum is doing great. It's currently facing resistance, touched 4k briefly, and still not showing a point of interest if you want to buy Ethereum at this stage, given the fact that it's just been running upwards heavily. Same conclusion can be drawn on Cardano and Solana. Those entries are just gone, so it's not a very interesting point right now if you want to take the entry, as also the hype is gaining momentum at this stage. When we are looking for a potential entry for Ethereum, you're going to look at 3.4k level, as that is the previous resistance and that could be a point of interest for you. When we are looking at the lower time frames, we also know that the level around 3.8k is the next one to watch. We could be seeing a bounce from that level before we are facing another run towards 4k plus. So if the level around 3.8k is lost for Ethereum, we could be having a downwards fall towards 3.4, and that is probably lining up with Bitcoin going to 46.5. And then you could get some interesting points or at least some entries. When we're looking at Litecoin at this stage, we have been covering this one for a potential heavy breakout. And at this point we can see that it's happening, as we have been concluding that the breakout above $188 would result in a big impulse wave to the upside. Nice consolidation and nice breakout after multiple tests of the resistance, resulting in a big breakout to the upside. So what should you do right now if you're looking at Litecoin? Well, you're looking at Litecoin to buy the retest if we can get one. As you can see in the previous price action, you almost always get those beautiful retests, but it takes time. So there could be a price action that we're running towards $240 or even towards $300 and then get the retest. And that would be a great buy entry for you if you want to take an entry on Litecoin. But overall, you can see that after Ethereum and Bitcoin, other altcoins are showing strength and they start to break out to the upside. And that is not because Bitcoin is showing strength. No, the altcoins against Bitcoin in the Bitcoin pairs are starting to gain momentum, through which the trend is going to flip or flipping on those altcoins. You can see that here we have lower highs, lower lows, and in this structure it switched already as we created a higher low, resulting in this breakout to the upside in a higher high. And then you're going to look at a buy the dip structure on Litecoin yourself, in which this entire region is the one where you should be starting to take entries on Litecoin against Bitcoin. And at this point, watching altcoins in their Bitcoin pair is more vital than watching them in the USDT pair, as the Bitcoin pairs give you information whether they are outperforming Bitcoin or not. So when we're looking at some other altcoins, we can see that the same structure can be done on XLM. Not only Litecoin has been making these higher lows and a trend switch, we can also see that XLM has made a higher high, and since this corrective move, it also created a higher low. So if it breaks resistance here and starts to consolidate a little bit more, the expression or the breakout to the upside can be happening, in which we are facing a run towards 1,000 sats. Usually when Litecoin starts to run, you will see other altcoins that are relatively old are going to do well themselves. So when we're looking at XLM against USDT, we can see that where Litecoin was compressing and making that sideways structure, the exact same can be done about XLM in the current sideways action that we have here. So for XLM, it would be great that once it breaks above 40 cents, it would be giving a big breakout, most likely to the range around 51 cents, resulting in a very comparable move to Litecoin, as the structure is just the same and many altcoins are just waking up after their heavy crash in May. So is XLM going to follow Litecoin as long as Bitcoin consolidates? I think it will, and therefore that is my update for today. I hope you have enjoyed this small update, despite the fact that my eye is not working properly today. But I hope you have enjoyed the content, and I'll see you again tomorrow for a fresh new update. Enjoy your weekend.